out for me.
This way. The one thing I love.
Look at me, Dad. Look at me. Johnny, what are you doing? Please, shoot through me!
Do it!
Please, I can't lose anybody else, Dad. I can't lose.
What difference does it make to you?
Nah.
I'm not trying to put you away. I work for his
You know what? I'm not telling you shit.
Now that's been your uncle, whatever scheme you got going on. You get to fucking walk away.
You think I... That's him.
That's who?
That's the...
Exactly where you walk. You do not move.
Boys here. We don't want to miss out on all the girl.
Come on, Walker. She's a sus.
Give you 2 guesses.
I've asked Knight aside and let us take the girls.
Drop the gun, Raul. Do you work for Troy Ford?
You recognize this guy? It was a choice.
Holy night, long play them till he appears. All night, all night. All here.
The fuck difference does it make to you? You don't get the fucking...
You could do the time for both.
Nah.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the explosive world of Havoc 2025. A film that proves sometimes the best way to solve your problems is with a ridiculously large arsenal and a healthy dose of defiance. Prepare yourselves for a whirlwind of action, impossible stunts, and a protagonist who really just wanted to be left alone. I put a lot of work into these, so if you like what you see, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. No worries if not. Our story kicks off with Kale, a man who looks like he could snap a phone book in half but is currently enjoying a quiet, idyllic life, probably dreaming of retirement benefits. The calm before the storm, eh? Just when you thought Kale could actually enjoy a sandwich without someone trying to mess up his day, a black van, because of course it's a black van, slams to a halt. Masked figures, looking suspiciously like they skipped leg day but definitely hit menacing arm day, burst out. It's like they have a calendar reminder for destroy peaceful lives. Kyle, bless his heart, tries to intervene, but even retired super soldiers need a warm-up. He gets a taste of asphalt, hearing the desperate cries of his wife as she's dragged into the vehicle. The roar of the engine as they speed off leaves a deafening silence, punctuated only by the painful throb in Kale's head and the sinking feeling in his gut. This isn't just about a bad day, folks. This is about to become a very, very bad year for anyone involved. Waking up in a crumpled heap, Kyle stumbles back to a home that suddenly feels hollow. He's got that specific kind of rage boiling in him, the one that tells you someone's about to have a very bad time. He moves with a quiet, deadly efficiency, pulling back a loose floorboard. Because where else would you keep your "don't mess with me" kit? Out comes a gleaming pistol, old but clearly well-loved, its metallic click echoing the snap of Kale's patience. He runs a calloused thumb over the cold steel, the familiar weight a dark comfort. The subtle glint of his reflection in the barrel shows a man transformed, not into a hero, but into a force of absolute unyielding retribution. Someone's just unlocked hardcore mode on Kale, now sporting a look that says, "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum and I'm all out of bubblegum," hits the grimy underbelly of the city. His first stop? A bar that smells like regret and stale beer. He's looking for answers, and when a hulking bouncer decides Kale's face isn't welcome, a fight erupts. The sound of splintering wood and crunching bone fills the air. Kale moves like a brutal ballet dancer, dodging a wild swing, delivering a gut-wrenching punch, the impact a sickening thud. He slams one unfortunate soul's head onto the sticky counter with a force that probably rearranged his dental plan. It's messy, it's violent, and it confirms Kale hasn't lost his touch, just perhaps his ability to have a quiet pint. With the bar patrons either unconscious or rapidly evacuating, Kale corners the last conscious thug, a man whose terror is palpable. The guy's trembling hands and chattering teeth are practically a symphony of fear. Kyle, his voice a low growl, leans in, the pressure of his grip on the man's collar almost lifting him off the ground. He's not asking politely. He's demanding information. After a moment of panicked resistance, and perhaps a subtle threat involving a broken bottle and questionable dental work, the thug spills the beans, muttering a name, Cyrus, and a location, a desolate warehouse district. The metallic taste of fear hangs heavy in the air. But Kale now has a target, a direction, and a new reason to make someone very, very uncomfortable. Night falls, and Kale descends upon the designated warehouse, a monstrous, decaying edifice that screams bad guys doing bad things. He's a ghost in the urban decay, scaling fences with effortless grace, the rustling of his coat the only sound. A lone guard paces near a loading dock, oblivious. Kale drops from above, a shadow seizing another shadow. A lightning-fast hand clamps over the guard's mouth, silencing his surprised gasp, followed by a swift, precise movement that renders him unconscious. No drama, no fuss, just the efficient thud of a body hitting the concrete. Kale proceeds inward, the quiet hum of distant machinery, and the drip of condensation painting a picture of cold, industrial menace. This isn't a stealth game, folks. It's Kale's personal demo reel. Deep within the warehouse's labyrinthine interior, Kale navigates through crates and discarded machinery. His eyes scan every detail until he spots it. A small silver locket on a dusty desk. A familiar, heartbreaking piece of jewelry that belongs to his wife. A sharp pang of pain and fury rips through him. She was here. This isn't just a lead anymore. It's confirmation, a searing brand on his soul. Suddenly, a misplaced step, the crack of a loose floorboard, and an alarm blares, its piercing shriek echoing through the cavernous space. The element of surprise is gone, replaced by the pounding of boots and shouted commands. Kale has mere seconds to process the intel before the bullets start flying, forcing him into a desperate dash for survival. The alarm has turned the warehouse into a hornet's nest. Guards swarm from every direction, their automatic weapons spitting fire, the deafening cracks of gunfire bouncing off metal surfaces. Kale returns fire with practiced ease, each shot finding its mark with a wet thud. He uses overturned crates for cover, the wood splintering around him, and slides under moving forklifts, a flurry of precise movements. The air fills with the acrid scent of gunpowder and the shouts of angry men. With no time for niceties, Kale spots a high window, a desperate exit. He charges, a primal roar escaping his lips, and leaps through the glass, sending a dazzling shower of sharp fragments around him, crashing onto the cold, hard ground outside. That's one way to make an exit, I guess. If you like your exits dramatic and potentially tetanus-inducing. Bruised but undeterred, Kale finds a temporary safe house, a grimy motel room that's seen better days, and probably worse. He knows he can't do this alone. With a deep breath, he retrieves a burner phone, its keypad worn smooth from past indiscretions, and dials a number he swore he'd never use again. The tension in his shoulders is visible, a physical manifestation of the stakes. The ringing tone feels impossibly long. Finally, a gruff voice answers, clearly unhappy about being disturbed. It's Rico, an old colleague, a tech wizard who probably invented hacking before it was cool. Kale lays out his situation, the silence on the other end a heavy blanket. This isn't a friendly chat. It's a plea for help, a reopening of old wounds, and a desperate gamble against impossible odds. The scene shifts to Rico's lair, a dimly lit apartment overflowing with screens, wires, and enough caffeine to power a small nation. Rico, a man who clearly values his personal space and uninterrupted coding, stares at Kale with a mixture of annoyance and concern. He mutters about retired life and getting too old for this. But the desperation in Kale's voice, the raw pain, cuts through his cynicism. He sighs, a sound that could deflate a tire. "All right, Kale," he grumbles. "One last job, but if I end up in a ditch, I'm haunting your Wi-Fi router forever." With a weary nod, Rico's fingers, surprisingly nimble for a man who lives on pizza and energy drinks, begin dancing across his keyboard, the soft clicks filling the tense silence. The game is officially afoot, and Kale just got his cheat code. Rico, bless his brilliant, grumpy soul, wastes no time. His screens flicker with data, algorithms crunching, and firewalls collapsing with digital thuds. Within minutes, the name Cyrus transforms from a shadowy alias into a face. Elias Thorne, a renowned tech magnate, philanthropist, and all-around public darling. Except, of course, he's actually a supervillain in disguise. "Bingo," Rico mutters, the holographic image of Thorne's smug face hovering in the air. The guy practically invented corporate espionage, but for evil. Kyle stares at the image, a cold fury settling in his eyes. Thorne's public persona is a meticulously crafted lie, a silk curtain hiding a vast, sinister operation. The stakes just went from personal vendetta to international incident, and Kale is now staring down the barrel of a very powerful, very well-connected man. Rico gestures to a swirling digital map, red dots proliferating across continents like a digital plague. "This isn't just about a pissed-off rich guy, Kyle," Rico explains, his voice grave. "Thorne controls a vast network, from illegal weapons deals in Eastern Europe to human trafficking operations in Southeast Asia. Your wife isn't just a hostage. She's leverage in a much bigger game." The sheer scale of Thorne's depravity hits Kale like a physical blow. The clicking sounds of Rico's keyboard now feel like the ticking of a doomsday clock. The metallic clang of global suffering seems to echo in the room. Kale knows he's up against a hydra, and chopping off one head won't be enough. He needs to go for the brain, and that means taking down Thorne's entire empire. With the full scope of Thorne's evil revealed, Kale and Rico shift gears from recon to full-scale assault planning. Blueprints of a sleek, futuristic data center scroll across Rico's screens, its security systems looking like something out of a sci-fi movie. This, Rico points, is Thorne's nerve center, his digital brain, as he calls it. If we can get in, we can crash his whole operation. Kale traces potential entry points with a grim finger, his mind already mapping out angles of attack, escape routes, and contingency plans. The rhythmic tapping of Kale's finger against the screen and the whirring of Rico's computers create a symphony of impending havoc. This isn't just a break-in. It's a meticulously choreographed dance with death, and Kale's leading. Before you can wreak havoc, you need the right tools. Kale meets a shadowy figure in an even shadier alley, a weapons dealer who looks like he's seen too many negotiations. From the back of a nondescript van, Kale selects an arsenal. Silenced pistols with the satisfying click of a well-oiled mechanism, razor-sharp knives that gleam menacingly, and various high-tech gadgets that would make James Bond blush. The subtle metallic scent of cold steel fills the air as Kyle inspects each item, testing its weight and balance. It's not just about firepower, it's about precision. He equips himself with a quiet confidence, the kind that says, "I know exactly what I'm doing and it's probably going to hurt you." This isn't just shopping, it's arming for a one-man war. The target, Thorne's impossibly tall, impossibly shiny skyscraper, a monument to his ego and ill-gotten gains. Kale, a dark silhouette against the moonlit sky, begins his ascent, or rather, descent. He rappels down the side of the building, a silent predator, his harness groaning softly with each measured movement. The wind whips at his clothes, a constant chilling whisper against the glass facade. Distant city sounds seem muted, replaced by the rhythmic scrape of his gear and the pounding of his own heart. Each foot placement is precise, each handhold secure. Below, the city lights twinkle, oblivious to the storm brewing at the very pinnacle of their urban jungle. You know, just a casual Tuesday night for Kyle, dangling 1,000 feet up. Reaching his target floor, Kyle produces a specialized cutting tool, a marvel of quiet destruction. The device hums almost imperceptibly as it carves a perfect, silent circle in the reinforced glass. No shattering crashes here, just a smooth, almost surgical removal. He carefully pries the glass disc free, securing it before it can plummet hundreds of feet below. The cold night air rushes into the sterile interior, carrying with it the faint metallic scent of the building's air conditioning system. Kale slips through the opening, a whisper of movement, his boots landing softly on the carpeted floor. He's inside the belly of the beast, and the digital guardians are none the wiser. So much for impenetrable security, huh? The internal corridors of Thorne's empire are eerily silent, bathed in the soft glow of recessed lighting. Kale moves like liquid shadow hugging the walls. Suddenly, two guards turn a corner, their hushed conversation punctuated by the squeak of their shoes. Kale acts instantly. He lunges, a blur of controlled aggression. One guard's neck snaps against his forearm with a sickening crunch. The other crumples from a precise blow to the temple. The metallic clang of a dropped weapon echoes faintly before Kale catches it, lowering both bodies gently to the ground. No alarms, no shouts, just two very surprised men taking an unscheduled nap. Kale proceeds, leaving no trace, just the ghost of violence in his wake. Efficient, but probably not great for their health insurance. Kale finally reaches the reinforced door to the data center, a formidable barrier pulsing with security lights. No subtle cuts here. It's time for a more direct approach. He attaches a small, precisely placed explosive charge to the locking mechanism. He steps back, a silent count, a muffled thump followed by a shower of sparks and a screech of tortured metal as the door's integrity fails. This isn't just a breach, it's an announcement. The internal alarms scream to life, a cacophony of piercing wails that confirm his presence. The game has changed from stealth to full-on come get some. Kale pulls his weapon, the satisfying click of a round chambering, ready for the inevitable onslaught. Well, that's one way to get their attention. He probably thought, if he had time for witty internal monologues. The data center is a futuristic labyrinth of humming server racks, each one a monument to Thorne's digital power. Kale is immediately met by a squad of Thorne's elite guards, their weapons spitting a deadly chorus of lead. The air crackles with laser fire and the deafening cracks of automatic weapons. Kale dodges, weaves, and rolls, the whoosh of bullets narrowly missing him. He uses the server racks as cover. The metallic clang of impacts against the steel a constant percussion. Each precise shot from Kale's silenced pistol finds its target, a grunt of pain followed by the thud of a falling body. The scent of ozone from the servers mixes with the acrid smell of gunpowder. This isn't just a fight, it's a technological ballet of destruction. Back at his makeshift HQ, Rico is a whirlwind of fingers and furious muttering. His screens are a blur of flashing code, digital firewalls, and aggressive-looking pop-ups. He's in a full-blown cyber war, clashing with Thorne's top-tier digital security. The rhythmic clack-clack-clack of his keyboard is almost as intense as the gunfire Kale is facing. He curses under his breath, a stream of tech jargon and inventive insults directed at Thorne's virtual defenses. Seriously, a retro-DOS firewall? How quaint. He barks, smashing through another layer. Every successful breach on Rico's end is a path cleared for Kyle. A small victory in a much larger, more physical battle. He's literally Kale's digital guardian angel, just with more caffeine and less wings. Through sheer grit and a mountain of spent shell casings, Kale finally reaches the pulsating heart of the data center, the main server core, a glowing, intimidating monolith of raw processing power. Lights pulse and hum around it, a silent sentinel. Rico's voice crackles through Kale's earpiece, guiding him through the final intricate security protocols. Left panel, third port from the top, Kyle. Don't touch the blue wire. I repeat, do not touch the blue wire. Kale, his hands steady despite the adrenaline, plugs in a specialized USB drive. The click, a tiny sound with massive implications. The virus, designed by Rico, begins to upload. A digital countdown to Thorne's undoing. The hum of the server changes pitch, an electronic gasp. Game on, Elias. The moment Kale pulls the USB drive, a tremor runs through the data center. The server core begins to spark, its lights flickering wildly. Then, a chain reaction of explosions rips through the towering racks, sending fire and smoke billowing through the facility. The deafening roar of collapsing metal and screaming alarms is absolute chaos. Kale, realizing his work here is done, and that staying means becoming a permanent part of the building's architecture, sprints for the nearest exit. Debris rains down around him, the ground shaking with each violent detonation. The metallic scent of burnt electronics and ozone fills his lungs. It's a race against total structural failure, and Kale isn't about to lose to a bad building code. This, he might think, is going to be a nightmare to explain to the insurance company. Kale bursts onto the skyscraper's windy rooftop, gasping for breath, the roar of the city a distant hum, but his relief is short-lived. Elias Thorne stands there, impeccably dressed, a smirk playing on his lips, totally unfazed by the mayhem below. Beside him, his formidable enforcer holds Kale's wife Anya, a pistol pressed to her temple. The metallic click of the safety being disengaged sends a jolt of ice through Kale. Thorne, with a chilling calm, monologues about Kale's futility and his own twisted vision. The wind whips Kale's hair, carrying Thorne's arrogant words. But Kale only has eyes for Anya, the raw desperation for her safety a tangible force. The stage is set for a climax, and the air thrums with anticipation and deadly intent. Thorne, with a flourish that screams evil mastermind, gives the order. Kill her. The enforcer's grip tightens on his weapon, Anya's eyes wide with terror. But then, a flicker of hesitation, a beat of agonizing silence. Instead of pulling the trigger on Anya, the enforcer swiftly turns, his weapon roaring, and takes down Thorne's other guards in a brutal, lightning-fast sequence. The metallic crack of gunfire echoes across the rooftop, followed by the wet thuds of bodies hitting the concrete. Thorne looks utterly dumbfounded, his smug expression replaced by shocked fury. "What?" he screams, his voice cracking with disbelief. Kale, momentarily stunned, realizes Thorne's enforcer isn't as loyal as he thought. Plot twist, folks! Even bad guys have Employees of the Month issues sometimes. With Thorne sputtering in outrage, the enforcer, now revealed as Blade, or something equally cool, gives Kale a grim, meaningful nod. He swiftly tosses Kyle a spare weapon, the metallic weight satisfying in Kyle's hand. "Go," Blade grunts, his voice gravelly. "I'll handle the rest." He then dives back into the fray, a whirlwind of fists and precise strikes against Thorne's remaining bewildered goons. The wind on the rooftop seems to howl in approval as Blade, in a flurry of punches and kicks, proves he's a one-man wrecking crew. This guy's clearly been waiting for his redemption arc, and it chose the absolute worst possible moment for Thorne. Kale, grabbing Anya, knows this is his chance to finish things, trusting Blade to hold the line. Anya safely behind him, Kale finally turns his full, unbridled fury on Thorne. But this isn't some comic book villain who just talks a lot. Thorne, with a surprising surge of agility, pulls a wicked-looking concealed blade from his immaculate suit, its metallic glint catching the flashing police sirens below. The fight that ensues is vicious, a clash of raw power and dark technique. Kale's punches land with bone-jarring thuds. Thorne's blade slices through the air with a terrifying whisper. They trade blows, the sound of grunts and the sharp whoosh of near misses filling the space. The concrete beneath them vibrates with the force of their struggle. Who knew being an evil tech magnate came with a black belt? This guy's clearly been skipping board meetings for martial arts classes. The fight between Kale and Thorn reaches a fever pitch. Kale, channeling every ounce of his rage and training, eventually gains the upper hand. With a final explosive combination of blows, a gut-wrenching punch, a precise elbow to the jaw, Thorn stumbles backward, his footing failing. He tumbles over the safety railing, a scream ripping from his throat, grasping desperately at the edge of the skyscraper. The wind whips his expensive suit as he dangles hundreds of feet above the city, his face a mask of terror. Below him, the twinkling lights of the metropolis mock his impending fall. The roar of the wind suddenly feels like a judgment. This is it, the moment of truth for the man who thought he was untouchable. With Thorn's fate sealed, Kale's attention immediately snaps to Anya. He rushes to her, his movements no longer driven by brutal efficiency, but by desperate tenderness. He pulls her into a fierce embrace, the relief almost overwhelming. The sounds of distant sirens, the crackle of a helicopter overhead, and the receding chaos of the collapsing data center fade into the background. All that matters is her warmth, her heartbeat against his. The raw emotion on Kyle's face, a mix of exhaustion and profound relief, is palpable. The hard lines of his face soften. This isn't just a rescue, it's a reunion. A raw, powerful testament to the human connection that fueled his entire bloody odyssey. And probably a sigh of relief that they can finally go home and maybe order a pizza. After a moment with Anya, Kale looks around, searching for Blade, the unexpected ally who turned the tide. But the rooftop is empty. Blade, ever the enigma, has vanished as silently as he appeared, leaving behind only his specialized comms device, glinting innocently on the concrete. The metallic clink as Kale picks it up echoes the quiet mystery of the man. A subtle smile plays on Kyle's lips. He knows better than to expect a thank you parade from someone like Blade. Some heroes prefer to work in the shadows, leaving only questions and a trail of defeated bad guys. He was just a helpful, heavily armed plot device, and now he's off to his next adventure, probably. Or just a really long nap, which he's definitely earned. Days pass, the dust of destruction slowly settling. Kale and Anya, finally safe, stand on a quiet overlook, watching the sunrise paint the city skyline in hues of gold and rose. The sounds of the awakening city, distant traffic, and the gentle chirping of birds are a welcome contrast to the cacophony of recent events. Kale holds Anya close, the familiar weight of her against him a grounding force. There's a quiet understanding between them, a shared trauma, and a renewed appreciation for the peace they almost lost. The metallic taste of adrenaline has faded, replaced by the subtle, sweet scent of a new beginning. The world is still chaotic, but for them, in this moment, there is a fragile, hard-won serenity. Sometimes to find peace, you just have to cause a little havoc. The battle is over, but the journey of healing has just begun. Kyle and Anya get into their car, leaving the city that witnessed their ordeal behind. The purr of the engine is a comforting sound, a counterpoint to the quiet contemplation in the vehicle. Kyle glances at Anya, a small, genuine smile gracing his lips, a rare sight after all the chaos. The road ahead is uncertain, full of unknowns, but it's a road they'll face together, stronger and more resilient than ever. The quiet whir of the tires on the asphalt symbolizes their slow, steady movement forward. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit, the will to reclaim peace after enduring the storm, and the quiet strength found in love and perseverance. The metallic taste of closure, perhaps. In the aftermath, news channels buzz with the story of Elias Thorne's spectacular downfall. Reports flash across screens, the dismantling of his global network, arrests of key figures, and the slow, painstaking process of restoring order. The cacophony of media speculation is almost as overwhelming as the actual event. Rico, of course, probably secretly enjoys seeing his work validated on a global scale. The crackle of news reports details the intricate web of deceit and destruction Thorne wove, and the collective sigh of relief from various international agencies. It's a stark reminder that even the most powerful villains eventually face justice, though sometimes it takes a very determined ex-super soldier to deliver it. The world begins to exhale, but the scars linger. Back in his digital haven, Rico, looking surprisingly rested, is busy with his next big project. No more global conspiracies for a bit, thank you very much. His screens now display a quirky, slightly ridiculous coding challenge, perhaps modding an ancient video game, or creating the ultimate coffee brewing app. The rhythmic click of his keyboard is no longer frantic, but measured, almost peaceful. The metallic scent of his energy drinks is now accompanied by the aroma of freshly brewed, perfectly roasted coffee. He's earned his downtime, and the slight, almost imperceptible smile on his face suggests a quiet satisfaction. Even the most hardened hackers need a creative outlet, and sometimes that's just making your toaster smarter than your neighbor's dog. Rico's taking a well-deserved digital detox from saving the world. Kale and Anya, finding solace in each other, share a quiet moment of profound connection. They sit in a serene, sun-dappled garden, their hands clasped, the gentle breeze rustling through the leaves. The metallic clink of wind chimes adds to the tranquil ambience. The sounds of their shared laughter, soft and genuine, replace the echoes of conflict. It's not about forgetting the past, but about building a stronger future, brick by painful brick. Their bond, forged in fire and refined by love, shines through. The tactile warmth of Kale's hand in Anya's is a silent promise, a testament to resilience. They've faced the abyss and returned, choosing peace, choosing each other. This is the quiet strength that emerges after true havoc. Alone for a moment, Kyle finds a faded photograph of his old team. The face is young, determined, and now, mostly gone. The crackle of memories, both good and bad, plays in his mind. He runs a thumb over the worn image, a bittersweet ache in his chest. The metallic tang of remembrance is strong. It's a poignant reminder of the life he left behind, the skills he honed, and the costs associated with it. But with a deep sigh, a soft exhalation of the past, he gently places the photo back where it belongs. His gaze shifts to the window, to the mundane, beautiful world outside. His past is a part of him, yes, but his future, with Anya, is what he chooses to embrace. It's a beautiful, quiet affirmation of a warrior's peace. And so, our journey through Havoc 2025 comes to a close. It's a reminder that even in the darkest corners of human greed, the light of human connection, resilience, and sheer stubbornness can prevail. Kale's fight wasn't just for revenge. It was for the simple right to live a life unburdened by past shadows, to protect what truly matters. The film leaves us with a thoughtful message. True strength isn't just about the chaos you can cause, but the peace you can rebuild. The metallic clang of battle eventually fades, making way for the gentle rustle of a quiet life. It's about finding hope in the aftermath, about choosing to rebuild, to love, and to persevere, no matter the odds. It's a powerful and inspirational end to a wild ride.